Hey, this is Patrick with Trident Beverage. We're going to show you how to take apart and clean the Ugolini machine today. This unit is a little bit smaller. It's a little bit different than some of our other ones, but it's a great machine. So first off, I want to go over the controls. As it says on the front of the machine, the big button here, there's a 3-part switch. The middle part is off. Top part is drink, and if you want it to freeze, put it on slush. So drink is cold. It's going to keep it above freezing but below 40 degrees. On this side, your main power switch is here as well. There's a knob here, and this knob controls the temperature of the product when it is in drink mode. It has nothing to do with the thickness, but if you turn it towards cold, it'll get colder when it's in cold drink mode. If you turn it counterclockwise, it'll get warmer. So when you go to clean the machine, drain out any product that's in there. Always like to pour a little water through to help get any residual out, and then it's time to clean it once a week. Once every other week is, at the very least, will work well. If you're not using any dairy products in it, if you are using dairy, then probably every day or every other day at the very least it needs to be done. The lid pops off. Don't submerge the lid, just nice soapy warm rag and set it aside. Your tap mechanism here, you have a pin. You pull out on this pin and you can just go straight up with it, just like that. And you can leave this part intact and set it aside. You're going to lift up on your bowl. It's got a couple of feet here. The feet lock in under this little lip. So you're going to lift up those feet, and then once it's disengaged from that lip, you're going to pull it straight out. Just like that. Soapy warm water here. Don't run it through the dishwasher. It'll cause the bowl to become warped or deformed if it gets really hot. So we're going to set that aside. Pull your auger straight out, and this part usually stays intact. The middle part of this auger does come apart, but it slides right back together. Once again, soap and warm water with this piece. Your rear seal here slides off as such. Flat part goes up against the back. I'm going to set that aside. And then the last piece is, if you can see all the way inside here, there is a shaft seal, and you can stick your hand all the way through and turn it, and it pulls off just like this. It's important to know that this seal is there, and it's important to clean it regularly. So with this part, take you a nice soapy warm rag and go through and clean this area as good as you can. Make sure that you clean the inside of the freezing cylinder. When this machine freezes, this part all gets cold, and the auger scrapes it off and makes slushy. So clean that as good as you can with a nice soapy warm rag. And when you go to put it back together, first thing you're going to do is take your rear seal and slide it back on just like you took it off, and get it on the bottom and just work it around towards the top just like that. There's 3 parts you want to lubricate this machine. We've got our food service grade lubricant here. First part is on this shaft seal. You just want to put a little bit of lubricant on that part and then slide it onto the little miniature shaft in the back. Then you're going to take your auger, and this part goes inside the barrel, this part goes out. Slide it on just like that, and just make sure that it gets locked in to the shaft. There's a little notch in there, and you can turn it until it locks. The second place you want to lubricate this machine is around the back side of the bowl. You just want to take a little pea-size amount of lubricant and just put it right around the rear portion of the bowl, and that will help the bowl go on the rear seal nice and smooth. So you're going to slide that on just like that until the feet lock into place. With this machine, make sure that the feet do lock into place. If it's not all the way locked on and you go to pour product in, it's going to come out everywhere, and it's not going to be a fun day. So make sure you push it all the way back and the feet lock into place. Last but not least, you've got a couple of O-rings here on the Ugolini machine, and you want to lubricate both of these O-rings. It doesn't take much, but this part is moving up and down whenever people dispense product, and so you want to make sure that you've got it lubricated so that it doesn't stick. When you're doing this, it's always a good idea to check for little chips and make sure that everything looks like it's supposed to, because if not, that'll cause the machine to leak. Make sure your handle reads pull, and push it straight back into the machine, and take your handle pin and push it through the holes. So when you pull that, it should pop right back into place. On the Ugolini machine, there's a timer on the side. As opposed to the Carpigiani or Cinquetel or FSM or GBG units, the pins on this particular timer need to be inward. So if half of my pins are facing out, it's going to cause the machine to not freeze, and it's going to be in cold drink mode during that period of time. So make sure that all your pins are facing inward for the time that you want it to freeze. And your drip trays will come off. They just slide right out. These need to be emptied daily. Definitely empty these before you go home at night so that you don't have product running over, or condensation running over, not product, when you come in the morning. If you're in a really hot cafeteria, sometimes you'll get a lot more condensation on the side of the bowls, and that's natural, and it'll drain into here. And this doesn't run to a drain line, self-contained, so we want to make sure we empty that regularly. So another thing we want to show you on the Ugolini machine is sometimes if it's running hot, or if you're in a real dusty or cramped area, you'll notice dust build up on the coils. If it's running hot, it's a good idea to clean those off. Anytime you're going to take the side panel off a machine, it's a great idea to go ahead and unplug it. There's a lot of moving parts in there, and I'm going to make sure that the machine is unplugged from the electricity before you do that. So on the side where there are hand screws, you can unscrew these, and sometimes you may need a screwdriver to help you do that. But these hand screws just come off just like this, and your side panel comes off. And on many of the machines, there's a filter guard that can be just cleaned just by running it under the faucet. But on your coils here, sometimes you may want to spray some coil cleaner, or just simply vacuum or clean those off, and that'll help the machine breathe and help airflow get in, and help the machine operate better. So that's how you take apart and clean the basics on the Ugolini machine. Once again, this is Patrick with Trident Beverage. If you have any questions, call us at 800-890-0455 or visit our website at www.tridentbeverage.com. And we love the opportunity to work with you and can supply you with all of your mixes for your frozen drink needs. Thanks. Have a great day.